Hello, this is Miho. How are you guys doing? I hope your mental, physical health are good and fit. So I'm recording this in Canada, and it's a beautiful day out there. You know, the beautiful clear sky with no clouds. And it'd be so nice to have that kind of feeling every single day. And actually, you could. And when you have this cloudy feeling inside, it's something that it's not resolved. Something it's always stuck inside. And you want to get rid of that, but it's still there. You know, those feelings. In order to get rid of that, or at least you go along with it in a nicer way, you need to really know who you are. You need to live. You need to align yourself in the center of who you are. So in order to do that, you need to understand who you are, right? And probably you're not really consciously paying attention to who you are because you're busy, you know, leading your life, and people around you are busy telling you what to do or what not to do, and you're this way and that way you shouldn't do, you know, those, you know, the rules and things to follow. And you sometimes feel that you feel a certain ways which is different from people around you, and it makes you feel sort of out of place, or maybe you shouldn't say things, you know, to be truthful to yourself, because it really disturbs the flow of, you know, the relationship, or it really brings down the atmosphere and all that. So you worry about, you know, what would happen if I say something truthfully. So you tend to live this figure of somebody else's expectation of you. And you get really, really choking feeling because that's not you. So first, to accept who you really are, including good and bad. We are not perfect. And that's the big step. Get rid of the resistance. Get rid of the, you know, being perfect. And then you have a big shift starting inside of you. So you stop thinking too much about what other people will think of you, or you also, you know, feel so much pressure on how they're gonna approach to solve things, and all, you know, like always paying attention to what others are doing. And it's one thing that you're curious about what others do, so you ask questions or you learn from them. But in order for you to make certain decisions, you don't need to rely on what others are doing. Because if you know who you are and how you feel truthfully, that's the answer. So you don't need to, you know, ask what, you know, others' approval, or you need a validation from others to feel what you're feeling is okay, right? And that's how you really understand who you really are. And when you live there, you start to understand that you don't need to press your point of view to the others, or you insist that you're right, right? And they're wrong, because there are so many different viewpoints of just a particular thing. I like to use this analogy of the cup. So this is a cup, right? But depending on where you're looking at this cup, which is just, everybody agrees the cup, you know, this is a cup. But depending on where you're looking at, it's totally different point of view. For instance, I say today is the day with the sun mark, right? From viewer's point of view, from the camera, you see what I see, right? Because both sides has the same letters. But some people say, what you guys talking about? You guys are wrong, because I see nothing, right? And you go, what you talking about? I see the letters. Are you blind? You start to argue. But it really is people who are looking at, say, from the top, right? I'm just going to move this cup instead of the camera. They have no idea what you guys talking about because that's all they see, right? But this is the cup, right? And then people looking at the bottom, they always think you're crazy because they see different letters. And people from the side view, you guys think, crazy. Maybe they see something, right? So it's all depending on where you're going to see or what your perspectives are and what your feelings are. And you start to really perceive same thing in a different ways. And then you start to realize, oh, it's okay to have a different feeling, a different perspective, different ideas, different approach to do or see things. So you stop arguing and you stop pressing your viewpoint on the others. You tend to do that on your own family members because you guys so close, right, to the kids. This is the way to do it and it's been successful and you're supposed to follow what I say, which might be true to you, but it might not be truthful to your next generation, your kids, because they're living in such a different world now. And they're probably preparing themselves for the future, which you're not going to be active, workers. But their future could be a totally different viewpoint and values than yours. So you just wait and think that it could be okay, they're looking at the different viewpoints than yours, and which is fine. You just respect that. And then you understand when you think of the cup analogy, you start accepting all those differences. And then you have no needs to press your own ideas on the others or, start arguing about who's right and who's wrong, because it's all coming from a different point of view, right? And when you have the truthfulness of yourself, you feel that you're so strong and centered, and what's happening around you doesn't really influence you. Meaning that you're very strong in core, so no matter what kind of the weather out there, you're strongly standing in where you are. Instead of, always being unstable because what others say and what others feel and what others doing, and you're always wondering and all that, and that's a very unstable, unsafe place. So when you are in doubt, is this okay? Is this a good method? It's one thing to ask somebody else's opinion or feelings, but you don't need to look for validation or approval from the others before you want to feel safe, because you understand more of yourself and then you have values on how you feel truly, how you sense. So you go along with that, your true sense and feelings, instead of what others are telling you. So that's a good outcome, that when you're living of who you are, so you don't really be bothered by what other people think of you or what other people are processing their life. And that's a really good feeling, that you can go along with your own truthfulness, true feelings and true beliefs inside of you, which could be so different from the others, but you accept that. And it doesn't mean that you put the energy level down or you disturb the other people's feeling, we all start to accept the differences and a different point of view, and that's okay, because just like a cup, depending on where you're looking at, you have totally different view, but we are all thinking and talking about the same thing, the cup. So it doesn't have to be just one thing is the only thing, and it applies to your own life or the society and the whole world, right? So it's time to accept who you really are and face, what you could do, and center yourself, alignment with yourself. And that's a really good place and comfortable place. It all comes down to this. Then you could really explore what you wanted to learn, and you get the good, powerful improvement out of it. If you're not stable, it's always shaky, and when something happens, you get really fall down quite easily, and then you give up or you put yourself down, and you think that you're not worthy, and all that bad cycle starts. So center yourself, live yourself. That's very important. And it's okay to be different. It's okay to have a different point of view. And you don't need to have that, pushing your point of view either, because you just accept there are different ways of looking at things. Okay? So hope this helps. And there are a lot of things to make you feel lighter and feel at ease about how you approach your life, how to find out who you are, how to live, alignment with yourself. So if you have specific topic, I'd like to know, and I'd like to discuss it and think about it, so that everybody reach to that really comfortable zone of who you really are, because that's the place where you could really explore yourself, to really expand yourself. Unless you reach there, no matter what kind of training or what specific knowledge you might gain, it doesn't really empower you, because you're not sure of yourself. So to live who you are, to accept who you are, get rid of all the emotional baggage is so important. And I love to help doing that, so that you can just fly away the way you want and explore and expand and empower yourself. Okay, so if you have specific topic that bothers you or want to resolve or solve, let me know in a comment. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate. So have a great day. Okay, see you. Bye bye.